Will you share your life with me for the next 10 minutes? We're gonna talk about the last 5 years. After receiving some positive feedback on my Wicked Tag video about how I should talk about my Broadway musical love more and be more open about that geeky side of me, which I don't even know why I call it that, because it's not like it's a geeky thing, it's just, it's a part of me that I haven't been that vocal about for a lot of reasons. Like I said, like I'm not the best singer, so I feel like because I can't participate in Broadway or musicals as often as I used to as a child, that it's almost a forbidden love to admit that I'm obsessed with it. But that's false, and you guys wanted me to talk about it more, so I'm gonna be more open about it. And we're starting with the last 5 years because I woke up recently, either today or yesterday, with the entire soundtrack stuck in my head. I played it to and from my commute to school and home, and I've had a lot of thoughts about it lately. Mostly because 2 or 3 years ago, when the film rendition of the last 5 years came out on Netflix with Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan, I was exposed to it for the first time and I watched it, and due to my own personal life circumstances at the time, I responded to the musical in a certain way. In fact, I fucking hated Jamie. I remember I texted my friend Layla, who was big into musical theater and performing, so I knew she would get it, and I just told her, like, Jamie is such a prick, like I can't believe he cheated on her and left her. Poor Kathy just like is just like here trying and lost everything. And she told me, you know, Kathy also messed up too, and it's like her fault. At the time, I thought that was the coldest thing to say about the last 5 years. Also, if you've never seen this musical, you are so lost and you've probably already clicked out of the video, so I'm just gonna pretend that everybody watching knows what I'm talking about so I can keep venting about it and hear kind of what you thought the first time you were exposed to this, or if there are other plays or Broadway musicals that you think I would enjoy based on this. I've seen and I'm familiar with a lot, but there are still so many that I don't know, so educate me. Basically, I rewatched it. I've listened to the soundtrack numerous times on my Spotify, and like I said, this last 2 days I've been listening to it a lot more. All the really slow ballads in this musical are so comforting to me. Like last night I was making my thumbnail for that poem video on my main channel, and I was just listening to the next 10 minutes over and over again because it's just so calming on the soul. So I want to talk a little bit about my favorite pieces from the soundtrack, my favorite scenes, my favorite parts, and then some issues that I have with the plot, because I've got a lot of issues about it. First, I just want to say that my favorite, absolutely favorite song besides Still Hurting and oh god, okay, never mind, I have a couple. First, I love Still Hurting because I think it is such a cool way to open up a musical. I'm a huge fan of plot lines that work backwards as well as cyclical, either in a movie, a book, or a play, such as this one, where you start at the end and the characters take you back to help you understand how we got to this point. The play opens up with Still Hurting, or at least the movie rendition of it did. Honestly, I've never seen this live, I've only seen the film and listened to the soundtrack a lot. So depending on the direction that the director takes it on Broadway or a certain play, it could be different. But it opens up with Kathy at the end of the plot. 5 years have gone by, Jamie left her, she's still hurting, she doesn't understand, and then you watch the entire show to understand kind of like what happened, how did they get there. I love that for an opening number because it's intriguing, and yet it's the end, but it's also the beginning. A Summer in Ohio. I watched this for the first time right after I dropped out of school in Ohio, so to hear Kathy vent about how boring and awful A Summer in Ohio is, I was like, yes, this is my song, I get it. And even yesterday on the drive to babysitting, I was just belting this. Slowly, Batty, 40 miles east of Cincinnati. I could shove an ice pick in my eye. I could eat some fish from last July, but it wouldn't be as awful as a summer in Ohio without cable, hot water, Vietnamese food, or you. Oh, that entire number, it's like quirky and jazzy, like jazz hands, but at the same time it's like this flippin' sucks, and I get it. So I love that song, but this main song that made me think about how I wanted to tell my favorite song is neither one of those. My favorite song is actually Goodbye Until Tomorrow / I Could Never Rescue You, because these two characters are singing like a duet together, but they're at different time sequences. I don't know. Okay, if you've seen it, you totally get it, you know, because it's like in Kathy's verse and her part, it is like after one of their first dates where they say goodbye, and she's like, okay, like goodbye until tomorrow, goodbye until the next time I see you because I'm so in love with you. And then Jamie's part of this song is like, I'm leaving you. I can't do this anymore. I can't rescue you. Goodbye, Kathy, forever. And so they're both singing goodbye, but it has two different meanings blended perfectly together in this song that's just like, I cry every time. Oh my god, when I saw this on Netflix, like the film version, bawled my flipping eyeballs out because and you feel it, because I feel like, especially with me growing up, whenever I was hanging out or into a new romantic partner, guy, person, it's like you get so excited, and then there's always that fear that they're gonna do what Jamie did. I don't know. So after the first time that I saw this film, I was distraught. I was very upset. I was also a little heartbroken myself in real life, so seeing how it felt like the guy of the relationship, or Jamie, just kind of became very successful at a young age, realized that he had talent and good looks and cheated on his wife, and that it was no longer worth it to be in his marriage, and he left her. I got so mad at him because someone left me, not to those circumstances, but feeling like someone chose somebody else over you just like lets a lot of anger out. So that happened. But now going back and trying to, oh my god, my hair. Now going back and evaluating the musical from a different standpoint, I'm trying to look at it the way that my friend Layla saw it, where she was like, yeah, but you know, Kathy didn't do her part and all this stuff. But the more I try, the more I just feel like bad for her and sorry. I don't know. So those are just my thoughts on the last 5 years. I feel like Kathy got the short end of the stick. You know, she's trying to pursue acting, she's auditioning. There's this great number on how awful auditions are. I haven't auditioned in probably 10 years, but I tried to do the whole child actress thing for a while, so I did go through a lot of auditions when I was younger, before puberty. You know, a table full of men staring at you, looking at your resume. Don't look down at my resume. I made up half my resume. Why are you looking at my shoes? Like, oh, I love that number. It's awful because both people in this relationship are creators, they're artists, they're going for creative careers that are very difficult and challenging to find success in, and one of them got lucky, got successful, New York bestseller, you know, became an author in New York City, and Kathy was still struggling, and it was probably frustrating and quite envious to have her partner Jamie get all this success handed to him and see that he is going to all of these parties, and then like he's such a prick for leaving her on her birthday. Like, oh, I still have issues with this play, and I don't know if it's just me, so comment down below your thoughts on the last 5 years, and kind of if you enjoy this musical, if you don't, pros and cons of it. Am I in the right place to like have a hard time forgiving, I guess, Jamie, or understanding why he did what he did? I just like cheating, no, don't do that. And so like the fact that he did that, getting everything handed to him, just bothered me, and how I still feel like she didn't deserve to be treated the way she was treated, even though some other people say that like, yeah, but she was kind of an ass too, like she didn't try, she was being kind of crazy. Let's be honest, like things that she did I would do in a relationship, so maybe I'm a little crazy, but those are just my thoughts on the last 5 years. I really do love this musical, and I really loved Anna Kendrick playing Kathy. I think she did it great. She's probably the only one that I've seen besides other videos on YouTube, but it's great. Thank you so much for watching, helping me embrace the side of me that I don't share online as much, and I hope that you enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel because I make videos on here. Give this video a like. I'll see you soon. Bye! Oh wait, not bye. What if all of my outros were that? Wouldn't